Saw the dramatic conclusion of the Thorn Birds, the missing years. It was 13 years ago that America was captivated by the forbidden love affair between a sheep rancher's daughter and a Catholic priest. Tonight, Mary Grady will introduce us to one of the cast members from that original miniseries. Mary. And actor Dwyer Brown was young and he was inexperienced. The Thorn Birds was his big break. But he got more than a lesson in acting. There was a true-life romance on the set. Actress Rachel Ward and actor Brian Brown fell in love, and then they married. For the Ohio farm boy, being in the saddle was familiar. It made his first acting job a little less frightening. Dwyer Brown was 21 and just out of college when he landed the role of Stewie Cleary in the original Thorn Birds. He would become a part of TV history. The Thorn Birds is the second most watched miniseries of all time.
Who would have known that it was, it would have the ratings it did and the following it did, and, it's just one of those things. Once it came out, then suddenly, oh, that's the guy who was in Thorn Birds. 13
years later, Brown has fond memories of his first big acting gig.
First day I wandered onto the set, Richard Chamberlain, I was there at the lunch tray. I had my little tray, and there's all these tables, and I didn't know anybody. And suddenly this voice said, "Hey, you want to sit over here?" And I look over, and there's Richard Chamberlain. And I was like, "Okay."
It was Chamberlain and Rachel Ward's chemistry that lured a near-record number of viewers. One of them was P.J. Bednarski. He was a television writer for USA Today.
I do remember when the show came out that people were sort of amazed by how steamy the sex scenes were with Rachel Ward and Richard Chamberlain.
It was all acting, but there was real passion between Ward and Brian Brown, the actor who played Luke, her husband in the miniseries. Dwyer Brown remembers them falling in love.
I thought they were just rehearsing, for their scenes. Most people thought it would just be over. I thought it was kind of thrilling that they would have met, and, they have a family now and, live in Australia, and I thought it was just kind of amazing.
Ward and Brown decided not to be a part of the missing years. So did Colleen McCullough. She wrote the best-selling novel on which both miniseries are based.
It's like Gone with the Wind. That book said it all. Everybody wanted a sequel, but when it came, it didn't work.
Brown's character was killed by a wild boar in the first miniseries.
I prefer to call it bored to death, as a matter of fact.
Just wanted to thank you folks for putting up this field. Letting us play here.
His career since the Thorn Birds has been anything but boring. Brown is proud of the roles that he's played since then, but says he'll never forget the first big job that fulfilled his dreams of becoming an actor. Well, several of the cast members from the original Thorn Birds have gone on to very successful careers. Rachel Ward and her husband, Brian Brown, are huge stars and producers in Australia. And Mike, back to you.
All right. Thank you.